Hey everyone, welcome to Ellibelle Yoga with Janice. Thank you for joining me. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who's supporting me through the YouTube channel and my Facebook group as well. I really, really do appreciate it. I've got a special thank you to Melissa, Lindsay, Lauren and Ruth. Thank you so much for your positive comments and your commitment to joining in this journey with me. Tonight we're going to do a bit of a focus on the root chakra. So the root chakra is all about feeling grounded and being at one with nature. And I felt like because I've just started these groups up, you've all helped me to feel grounded. This is my starting point. So I thought it would be a really poignant practice to start with. All right, we're going to start with the feet hip width apart. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Start to lengthen through the spine, tucking the chin slightly, lengthening through the back of the neck. Roll the shoulders up, back, down. Keeping the shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Palms are facing forwards. Begin to focus on your breathing. Breathing down through the chest, the side ribs, all the way into the tummy. And exhaling fully. Start to notice the weight balanced on your feet. And if you're not sure what I mean there, maybe just rock forwards. Rock to the side, rock back onto the heels, and then to the other side. And come back to center and see if you can feel that connection with all four edges and corners of your feet. And see if you can start to draw that energy, that prana, up through the ground, through the feet, drawing up through the body, helping you to feel grounded and centered. Well done. Come and take a seat in Sukhasana, easy pose. Not sure why they call it easy pose because it's actually quite challenging. So just sit in a cross-legged position. Don't worry too much about where your knees are. Also, really, really good thing, I actually forgot to bring mine today, is just to fold a blanket or get a sort of thinner cushion or a thinner block. And if you really struggle opening through the hips like I do, just propping your bottom up a little bit higher than the hips really helps to let the knees lower and open up through the hips. So if you do have something close by, you can use that, even a folded up jumper, anything. Again, lengthening through the spine, focusing on that breathing. And I want you to focus on that point just below your tailbone. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel that energy passing from the ground up into the body. Well done. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up or to shoulder height if you've got any issues with blood pressure or shoulder injuries. Take a hold of one wrist and keeping both sit bones firmly on the floor. Exhale over to one side, really lengthening up through the arm, feeling that stretch from the wrist all the way down to the hip. You can play around with it a little bit here. Just keep moving until you feel that stretch where you need it most. Well done. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the other side. So we're thinking about not hanging over, but lengthening hip up to the wrist. Keep noticing that connection with the ground. Ensuring the sit bones stay firmly planted. Well done. On your next inhale, come back to center. Excellent. Come over into tabletop. Remember, hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And let's just do some cat-cow stretches. So inhale, drop the tummy. Bring up the tailbone and the head. And as you exhale, push away from the ground. Tuck the head and the tailbone into a cat stretch. And continue through this following your own breath. Don't worry about my timing. Just follow your breathing. So inhale is the cow stretch, where you drop your tummy. Exhale is cat stretch, where you push up out from the ground and round the spine. 2 more cycles here. Last cat stretch. Well done. Bring the toes together, open the knees a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your bottom back towards the heels. Don't worry if you can't get the heels touching the bottom, it doesn't matter. And then slowly start to bring the head down towards the floor. Now again, if you can't quite manage that, use a block, a folded blanket, a cushion. If you really want your head resting here. Now you've got a couple of options. You can stay in extended Balasana, child's pose, with your arms out in front. If you want to get a bit of a stronger stretch through the upper body, you can come up onto the fingertips here. Or if you want a little bit more restful, bring the arms behind so that your hands are down by your heels. And let the shoulders round. One more cycle of breath here, breathing deeply. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift the upper body. We're just going to give our feet a bit of a stretch, so tuck the toes. Now, if you haven't done this before, it's quite intense. You can keep your fingers on the floor and lean forward slightly. Bring your hands up to your thighs, but still keep that weight shifted forward. Challenge yourself a little bit further. Begin to become more upright. And as soon as you're in that position, you're going to feel it really strong through the toes and the bottom of the feet, the soles. Move around with it. If it's too much, shift forwards. 2 more cycles of breath here. Well done, you're doing great. Well done, bring the hands forward. So any issues with blood pressure, you're going to come back down into child's pose here. Otherwise, hips up and back into our first downward dog. So we're pushing that chest through towards the thighs, keeping the shoulders shrugged down the back, not hunching them up towards the ears. You might pedal out a little bit here, especially if you're doing this in the morning. Feel very, very tight through the backs of the legs. Lift that tailbone. Well done. Bend the knees. Step the right foot forwards. Remember, if your foot does not end up where you want it, just pick it up and move it, not a problem. Drop the back knee. Inhale the arms up, choosing your arm position. And remember, when we're in this low lunge, we're trying to squeeze our legs towards each other. We're trying to squash our mat. That's going to help with your balance. Well done. On your next exhale, rock back for a hamstring stretch. Flex the right foot. Try and keep your hips central here, so you don't want them rocking around on one side or the other. And you don't want your right hip coming forwards. So try and keep them balanced and level. Keep the upper body strong, lengthening through the spine. We're not hunching over in a passive way here, we're keeping engaged. Well done. On your next inhale, plant the front foot. Plant the hands. Now you can keep your back knee down. If you want to challenge yourself just a little bit more, lift that back knee. Push the heel away. Keep your left hand engaged in the floor, and the right arm is going to come up towards the ceiling. So again, we're engaged through the legs, squeezing those legs towards each other. The head can be neutral, looking up at the thumb, or even glancing down slightly. Just do what feels right for you, don't force anything. Well done. On your next exhale, bring the hand down and step back into downward dog. Well done. Bend the knees, look forwards, step the left foot through, drop the back knee. Inhale the arms up, remembering those different arm positions. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. On your next exhale, rock back, fingers down, flex the left foot, level those hips up, make sure your left hip hasn't pulled forward. So draw the left hip back. Keeping this stretch active through the spine. Well done, keep breathing. Remember, it's absolutely fine to bend your knee here. You'll probably end up going a little bit lower with the bend, but we're still keeping active through the spine. Well done. On your next inhale, plant the foot, plant the hands. Again, you can keep the knee down or you can lift that knee up. Right hand remains planted, left arm sweeps up, engaging through the legs. So the action here is not about where the arm is, it's about opening your chest to the side. And don't worry if it only turns slightly. Well done. On your next exhale, bring the hand down and step it back. Bend the knees, walk them towards your hands, remaining in a forward fold. Now remember, anyone with high blood pressure, you need to get that head up in line with the heart. Right? Otherwise, let the head hang. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Rounding down through the feet. Exhale, back down. And we're going to reverse swan dive up. So inhale, arms sweep out to the side and reach for the skies. Really pushing through the feet now, away from the ground. And exhale, the hands down to heart center. Well done. We're going to finish our more challenging asanas with tree pose. Now, I'll give you a few options because this is quite challenging. So, find that Tadasana, the mountain pose first. Find that grounding through your feet. Find the strength through your core, through the legs, through the back. Making sure you're connecting the all four edges of your feet. It's really going to help with your balance. You're going to bring your right knee up, so engage through the core. Draw the tailbone down slightly. Lift that knee. Just squeeze it as high as you can. Don't worry if that's down here. We're building strength through the hip flexor, front side of the hip, through the quad. Well done. Now, for tree pose, we're either, if you're a beginner, you're going to bring your toes down to the floor, resting on your mat, and your foot will run along your ankle. Okay? Especially if you haven't done this before, you've only just started out, this is where you will start. You still need to balance. Next progression is foot to the calf area. We must not go anywhere near the knee. So we don't want this because then we're pushing our knee out to the side, which is not a natural movement for our knee. Final progression, if you feel like you can go a little bit further, is bringing that foot and tucking it right up into the groin. Again, making sure we're not touching the knee. Once you're in position with your foot, I want you to then try and open your knee out to the side. So you really need to use your bottom, your glutes, your outer thigh, and your hip muscles to draw the knee out no matter where your foot is. Find some strength. If you fall out of it, just take your time and come back in. Draw the sole of the foot and the thigh or the calf, the ankle, draw them towards each other. That's going to give you strength and balance. And then you might choose some different arm positions as a progression. Well done. On your next exhale, release the foot. Just give those ankles a bit of a rotation. There's a lot of pressure on the ankles there. And we're going to change sides. So as you inhale, lift the left leg up. Just squeeze that knee up as high as you can. Find that grounding through your right foot. Connecting with the ground. Feel that energy drawing up. Well done. Now find your foot position. So same thing. Toes can come down, foot across the ankle. Sole comes to the calf. Or we can progress up. The sole on the thigh, just avoiding that knee. Now, if you're really struggling with balance, even with your toes on the floor, go and hold onto the wall or a chair. Doesn't matter. You need to build your strength up, your balance, and it is a difficult pose. So once you've chosen your foot position, start to draw that knee out to the side, Using those muscles back here, pull. Okay, squeeze. Start to push the sole and the thigh or the calf towards each other. So our legs are engaged. And then choose your arms if you want to progress them. Much harder with your arms up. Although out to the side might be a little bit more helpful with balance. Well done. Excellent job, guys. On your next exhale, bring the foot down. Just give them a bit of a rotation. We're going to end our practice today standing. So for the last time, I would like you to sweep the arms up on an inhale. You might add a little back bend here. You're going to exhale. Hands to the chest. This time on inhale, we're going to come up onto the toes. Lifting the arms, choosing your arm position here. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, bring the feet together. Got less surface area, so that's a little bit harder. And as you exhale, lower down. And again, one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Keeping the feet on the floor this time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Let's take a deep cleansing breath to finish our practice today. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Make it the deepest breath you've taken today. Exhale. Namaste. Now, if you would like to take a moment for relaxation here, please do. You can bring yourself to a seat or lying down and do your Shavasana for as long as you want to. Otherwise, go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that grounding practice, focusing on the root chakra, and have a wonderful day.